Hey guys, Lucas Shuffle here from Angry Fred Comics. Today I wanted to talk about the script that I've just written. It's called Gary Gorilla. It's issue 1 and it's called King of the Dead. I guess you can figure out from the title what it's going to be about. So here's the title page. As you can see, basically just writing on my computer, just in a Word document, nothing fancy or anything like that. Getting a lot of pen to paper, writing notes. I just wanted to talk about what sort of the next steps are for me with this. As I've written this script, like 24 pages, I'm going to go through it now and adjust it. And by the way of adjusting it, I mean revising it and maybe get up to, say, a draft 3 version of it, where I'm happy with it. I'm happy with how, most importantly, how the panels are flowing and how the story is sort of going along. I know sometimes when I write, I tend to, with comic books, I tend to write a bit too much detail, and I could sometimes skip a lot of things to move on to the crux of what is actually going on in the story. You know, say for instance, I could have a long-winded sequences that go for like 3 pages where I could probably tell it in 2 or 1. So yeah, it's an interesting balance. Being a video editor, that's my full-time job. Kind of get the understanding of, like, you show, showing less is, a great way of, exciting the animation for people, the imagination, sorry, for people. For instance, characters are going to hop in a car and they've got to go chase someone. Instead of like showing them hopping into a car, they just say it visually, and then bang, you cut to the next page and we see them speeding along a road, something simple like that. So there's a lot of those sort of things that I'm going to go through and try and figure out if I can hone down on and like revise, and then maybe that might open up some other ideas that will infiltrate into the story. So that's always a good step. The other thing I will focus on is dialogue. How characters are speaking, what they're saying. Would this character speak like that? Would they actually use that word? That sort of thing, just to really hone in on that. I think that's really important because in comic books you get to read that, you get to see that in the word balloons. And I like how letterers, will go in there and depending on the character, say the character might be old, they might make the word balloon quite crinkly around the edges. If it's from someone that's, quite frail, or if someone's speaking very loudly, they're going to use loud, big bold words, and then the word balloon says there's an amazing art to that, and I'd like to get that into the script as well, and so that the letterer understands, the expectations of what we're trying to do here. Another thing as well that I like to do is, like, I'm very descriptive in some of the panel descriptions that I'm writing, and I like to get my grammar and punctuation correct. I'm not really great with that when it comes to that. So I use a program like Grammarly, online, just to double check things and make sure it all makes sense. Like, I get a bit too wordy when I describe things, and maybe over communicate stuff, but over communication is good, I think. But yeah. When I do over communicate, I guess the next step from revising this script will be to go through, and then I've got like little character breakdowns which I'll flesh out a little bit more, and then from that I'm gonna connect like little images, like reference images to each character or scenario or scene or something. Like maybe there's a car in, for instance, there is actually a car in this Gary Gorilla series that plays an important part. It's the car that he drives, and I've got images that I'm referencing from real life situations of, like, this is what I want the car to be, but I want it to be this color. It could have these sort of wheels, and it's got this number plate. So I'm referencing that, and then I think that helps spark the imagination of whoever's going to come on board, and create, illustrate, pencil it, color it, letter it, and so forth. So that's another part of the process there. So creating a document that outlines the characters and who they are and where they've come from and how they are in this story, and then creating reference images and sort of little tidbits that I'm wanting to have in this story. So Google's a great thing for that. You can just find any sort of image you want and draw inspiration from that. And if I can't find it, I'll just get pencil, pen, put it to paper, and just take a quick photograph of that and attach it with, you know, whoever I'm sending it to. Another thing that I will be moving on to at some point after I'm happy with this script is finding an artist to work with. The artist that I currently was working with, Martin Passot, who did Angry Squad 2, has he's just a busy guy. He does a lot of cool things. Like he's booked out with a lot of books, artwork. He's got a full-time job. He plays in a punk rock band. So, you know, getting him at, you know, any particular time is going to be booked way in advance to make that happen. So, but yeah, we will be working with Martin on Angry Squad 3, no doubt. But for this one, I'd like to start with a fresh set of people that I can maybe work with continually on this series. So these are the go-to people of this series, and, you know, I'm working on other series. I'll have my set of people that I work with on that. So that there is going to be a bit of a process. I've already reached out to sort of like a bunch of people that, you know, I've found through my Facebook networking. There's things like Upwork that you can go on and, you know, put job posts out and say, I'm looking for these kind of examples of artwork. You know, what's your page rate? And then you sort of look at, you know, you get a flood of applications through, and you sift through them, which I have been doing in the past. And I've got like a whole list of people that I'm interested in working with. But from that point of view, when I'm happy with the script, what I will do is I'll actually take a couple of pages, maybe the first 5 pages maybe of the script, and say to various artists and put a budget aside and go, look, I know this is your page rate. Let's do a test page and see how we go here with the way you're creating these pages. And then I'll get those different pages back from various artists and then line them up together and see which one, you know, I like. Not every single one's going to be exactly what I'm after. Some people might add their own creative flair to it, and that's what I'm looking for. But yeah, every single one's different. And I guess in later videos, I'll go through and show you how I pick, you know, what artists I want to work with when I'm looking at their test pages, because I think that's a really important part of the process. And, you know, and other things around that with artists as well, I have to take into consideration is their time and how quickly they can like create pages. That's another thing, and what their schedule's like. So, you know, you don't want to be locking into someone who's you know, really good. I've approached some really interesting artists. There's one artist I really wanted to work with in the past, and, you know, I had a look at their work, like, oh man, I really want to work with you. And, you know, after a conversation with them, I'm like, yeah, I'd love to work on your story. Like, it's just exactly up my alley, but, you know, they just don't have the time. They just don't have the time to do it. They're just booked up, and they've got so many things rolling in and off their table. It's unbelievable, and it's great for them. That's just fantastic. Like, it's awesome. But yeah, you just gotta find someone and book them in advance, you know, that sort of thing. So, but anyway, I'll talk about that more. I'm rambling on here. So, yeah, at the moment, revising the Gary Gorilla first issue of this new series that I'm going to be launching, and then there'll be more to follow. Take care, guys, and always remember, get angry.